Hi everyone, this is Matt from drawingtutorialsonline.com. I wanted to take a moment and share with you a lesson from a course titled How to Draw the Features of the Face. This lesson is all about how to draw the ear. The ear for some artists can be very complicated. You want to think of the ear as having a lot of tube shapes within an oval. The main shape of the ear is an oval, but within that oval, lots of tube shapes. What makes drawing the ear complicated is how the light hits those tube shapes. There's a lot going on. Let me share with you a few techniques that I think will really help you with how to draw the ear. Talk to you soon. Lesson 16, the 3/4 view of the ear. Same old, nice and slow. Continuous line. Think of that ear as an oval shape. This is a 3/4 view. The light is still coming from the top left, but since he has turned his head towards the light more with a 3/4 view, this is a little bit more of a difficult view because there's not as many shadows. And it's not front light, but parts of the ear are really, they have less shadow shapes. I always find that less shadow shapes, less contrast, a little bit more difficult to draw. Think about after you have drawn that outer oval with more continuous line, a little bit slower, then you start to draw that outer tube called the helix. Let's go into the tragus now and draw the inner ear section of shadow shape. Shadow shapes are what I'm looking at right now. That little section there is called the intertragic notch. These terms for this ear are pretty over the top. I don't know who invented these terms, but they're pretty funny. Think of the earlobe as an oval. In this case, use some cylindrical strokes. The outer helix into the earlobe. Notice how we have that oval and notice how the entire ear is tilted. Now I have it tilted more than the photo. It's all good. I'm not too concerned with that. If I was doing a full portrait, which I did, of my son, and I'm thinking about incorporating it into the site, I would be paying a little bit more attention. Now, draw that shadow shape, the line that separates. Continuous line, get that rhythm going. This video is only sped up by 15%, not that fast. Actually, could be 10%. Start over again now and refine the edge. Excellent. Slow down. Look. Now remember, the key takeaway in lesson 15 of the ear, the side view, was the ear is made up of a ton of cylinders. The ear is pretty much an oval, and you do not want to press down hard and make everything super dark. Just drawing that shadow shape. Shadow shape, that portion of the ear is turning away from the light. Think of it as a tube. Now we can try our very best to refine this edge and make it an underplane. Curve around into the underplane. I think that line's a little too harsh right there. Trying to be a little bit looser with this 3/4 ear versus the side view. Shadow shape. Not too dark. Nice hard edge line right over there. Rhythm on down to the earlobe. Think of that kind of little low contrast underplane on the anti-helix. Okay. I like the way that ear looks already. I don't even need to do much more, but we're going to push it. Curve around. I'm going a little heavy-handed with that. Shadow shape, not super dark. Feather that shadow shape down. It becomes light because it starts to become more of a side top plane near the earlobe. Get rid of some of that white paper. Good. Think of that anti-helix area as a cylinder. Represent a little bit of a side plane. It's very oval right over there. I'm trying to represent. Good. Turn under, very oval-like. The tragus, very oval-like. Just sharpening my pencil, grabbing the eraser, just cleaning up that line. It was a little too heavy-handed. Notice with this drawing how everything looks very organic, very curvy. I would challenge you to find a straight line. Everything is curving around. That's another element to think about when drawing ears. There should be no straight lines. Everything needs to be organically curved. I'm exaggerating more on this one. Perhaps the hair could be a little bit more straight. But everything on this ear needs to be curvy. I think the ear is the definition of curvy. Curvy tubes, curvy cylinders, curvy ovals, curvy lines that separate the light from the dark. Now on that helix above the cast shadow, that line, just you want to make that line sharp. It doesn't need to be super dark. Just sharp so the helix comes forward. Curve around with those form lines. Excellent. So that's a cylinder as well. I'm being very loose with this ear. There's some modeling factors going on inside of the ear there. And you can see that pink glow on the inside of the ear, the translucency. That's key to making your drawings and paintings look realistic, not going too dark. Right there, you can see that pink. And there's the modeling factors. It's just great because it's a cylinder. The light is hitting the cylinder and we're getting classic modeling factors. That's our darkest dark right there, that edge. Curve it around. Curve around. Look more at the drawing than you look more at the photo reference than you look at your drawing. Don't get caught up with the tunnel vision of staring at your drawing. Okay, I'm going to be probably a little bit looser now with everything. I've made that decision with this particular drawing. I'm not going to make it like the first lesson 15 of the ear. I think that one took me a little too long. I'm trying to be a little bit more playful with this drawing, a little bit more exaggerated with everything, just to kind of hammer home, this is how you need to think. All of this stuff is extremely tube-like. Lots and lots and lots of forms, and I'm exaggerating, but I think it's merited for this particular lesson. So fun. This is actually a lot of fun to do this. Okay, let's just clean up that edge. I had that edge right the first time, but yeah, it's all good. Just resharpening. I'm trying to find that sharp point. Now, see what I just did there? That's too dark. That is too dark. Just be very, very careful. I'm trying to make that edge pop out. I want that helix to be a little bit sharper. And now we're going to add the modeling factors. So that's our dark halftone. That's our reflected light. Good. Solid shadow shape. solid shadow shape. And it really makes that helix pop out. Underplane, it turns under, it's a cylinder. Let's just soften that a little bit, help it turn under. Right there, underplane, good. Light's coming from top left. Just trying to be a little bit more soft with everything. If it was a long drawing, I'd be taking my time. Just keep asking yourself the question, where's my lightest light? Where's the highlight that is lightest on the ear? It's on this area called the triangular fossa. Again, I encourage you to go to Google. I might actually even do this for the PDF for this lesson. I might type up the terms on top of this ear. Just getting rid of some white paper. Again, the modeling factors within that ear area. Looks cool. It's a lot of fun, this one. I encourage you to do the same type of thing. I think I'm going a little too dark with everything, but it's okay. It's just nice 3-value system. It's nice and crisp, and it's working really well. This is just classic dark line makes objects come forward, and light line, less contrasty line, makes objects recede into the background. Being a little bit more aggressive and playful here with the form. I'm trying to draw some lines that wrap around the lay of the land. Now stay tuned towards the end of this video because I really want to show you how I think about ears from the front. I'm being really aggressive with the line that wraps around the lay of the land. Just go a little bit lighter with that actually. Because when I went that dark, it just destroyed the form. Sometimes it's very helpful to think about if a tattoo artist was going to tattoo a line around the anti-helix area, the inner tube. Think about how that line would wrap around. Good. Very three-dimensional. So there's the tragus, and then there's the anti-tragus. There's the helix, and then there's the anti-helix. It's pretty funny how they devised the terms for this ear. That's the anti-tragus right there, where I'm working, trying to make that line lighter. Okay, just let's curve around, just clean that up. Very sharp right there. Turn it around. So these tubes twist towards the light, away from the light, and you're going to get a lot of subtleties in the shading with the helix and the anti-helix, those two main tubes. You just have to really keep asking yourself the question, where is the lightest light? And everything else compares to that. Curve around. A little bit more of a darker value. Again, that's too dark, but it's okay just to promote the form here, the three-dimensional form. There's the shadow and the cast shadow. Underplane, turn it into a cylinder, even more so. And we're just about done with this view. We're going to do another quick drawing of this ear in a very primitive way. A little bit of a shadow turning away from the light. Excellent. Turning away from the light, shadow side of that helix. It's just a cylinder. And then that cylinder is turning away from the top light, coming from the left. Let's do another ear, very primitive, very loose. Think of the ear as an oval. And that top helix, that is how I like to think about the ear, just like that. That's a great way to think also about more of a front view. And then the inside would be a little bit darker. The top cylinder there would be catching a lot of light. Think of the ear this way. This is very, very key to being successful with drawing the ear. Just like that. It's a very simple shape. That's how I think of the ear when I do my rough drawings in the classroom now. Turning away from the light, side plane. Earlobe is an oval. See how we start to make things look a whole lot more primitive and simple? I think in the whole 2 ear lessons, this is the drawing that makes the most sense in terms of what I'm trying to get across for you to understand how to draw the ear. It's an oval. There's ovals and tubes within the oval. That top helix is key to keeping it nice and clean and light. Light always hits that. Be organic with your line. Being a little bit more aggressive now, just to kind of hammer home the form. The tragus is just very oval and cylindrical like at the same time. Good. Cylinder, cylinder. Very cylindrical. Let me know what you thought about these 2 ear drawings, lesson 15 and lesson 16. Did you get something from them? I don't think it's really worth your time for me to try to do a front view because there really wouldn't be much there but the helix and the front of the earlobe. But you just approach the front view the same way I'm showing you to do it here. It'd be really cool if you can do a front view, if you're challenged by that. Draw a front view of the ear and then upload it to the critique gallery and I can help you with it there. But this is the example of how you want to really, really think about the ear. Wrap around the cylinder, be playful with it, very form driven. The tubes are going to go in all different directions. Excellent. Now this last little sketch that I want to do for you right here, that's how I would sketch out a front view. It's just that oval shaded on the inside if the light's coming from the front. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I look forward to seeing your drawings in the critique gallery. Thank you so much for watching that video. I really appreciate you sticking with me. Let me know what you thought about it. Leave a comment below. And if you liked the video, give it a like, and I'll talk to you soon. Be good.